gentlemen, this is your host, Dr. Eus Selim Sulay, physician, entrepreneur, venture architect. I'm so excited to actually bring a very important innovative ecosystem in Europe, which is managing millions of euros and creating maybe $1 billion or €1 billion effect around the globe. And Tamer Abu Alem has been our guest in our last 2 episodes. So with your amazing request, we are bringing him for a third one, focusing more on the Africa and connecting Europe with Africa. And let's welcome Tamer Abu Alem. Welcome to Global Heart.
Thanks a lot, Yavuz, for the invitation for Global Health team and for our African colleagues.
You know, I'm so impressed with you being an academician, but also an innovative expert connecting investment with startups and connecting ecosystems and trying to answer challenging questions. And you know, during the previous episodes, we have many African universities, institutions reached out, and they are really eager to contribute to the global innovation agendas you're working on. And from your perspective, what role do you see for the African higher education in the future of deep technology and sustainability?
Well, I think the role of higher education institute and university in Africa is a huge role. I am from Africa, I am from Egypt, and I know that we have infrastructure in our countries. We have great minds. But at some stage, I can see there is sort of mismatch. And this mismatch actually is coming from one problem. We putting walls around us, around universities in Africa. We think that we have to work just in academia. No, I don't think, yes, academic work is great work, but why not? You can connect yourself in your research group, your students, to business people, to society, to government. Try to build your research based on the need of society. I think here we will start, or like academic institute in Africa will start to move ahead and will give a great example. And I think if they did that, if they start to connect their research more toward society, using the infrastructure they have, first of all, they will show great progress. The other nation will look at African nation. Okay, they are doing something for the universe, but also they will attract more investor. Like, you know, if we assume that there is one research group in University X in Africa, they succeeded to find solution for a problem, a huge problem. A huge problem, they simply will get more investor.
That's true.
To invest in their lab in order to create something new.
I think that's very important. And when we talk about finance, I think that's my next question, Tamer. Can you elaborate a little bit about the CloudEARTHi's seed fund and how similar financial mechanisms could help the early stage startups, particularly in Africa?
Actually, we run during one of our projects, Seed Plus project, visibility study, how we can support early startup. And we found a challenge there simply because early startup is a high risk startup.
Yes.
They just started their idea, so you don't know how it works, how it goes. And investor normally, like, you know, try to avoid this high risk investment. So in Seed Plus project, we came with an idea that we in a need to create CloudEARTHi's seed fund where investor put some money, government put some money, university put some money in order to support this early stage startup. How a similar initiative or a similar fund can go to Africa and actively work in Africa? I think Africa has great minds. Africa can produce a lot. If you look at people around the world who create innovation, you will find African everywhere. What we need really to do is to come together like investor, government, institutes, and universities, and try to create such seed fund in our African continent. And one of the major measures that I suggest is to have it more transparent. Like, if we will go to do something like this, we have to make it transparent, open access, so we can show to anyone who come to a website of this African seed fund how much we get, how much we spend, and the success and the progress. This is simply to avoid any corruption, any problem with to ensure that the money that collected is spent as society needs.
Amazing.
But of course, it's possible. It's possible, and it will have like very high impact on our society.
That's amazing. Talking about connection, how do you, the CloudEARTHic, connect research with real-world implementation, and especially in addressing the needs of local communities and industries?
Well, I think this is one of the biggest value of CloudEARTHi. We are not working on theoretical basis. We are working on real example. So when we start a new project, we come from a real challenge. Like, this challenge can be problem in pollution in ocean, or land use, or problem in industry. So actually, this is how we are really build our ecosystem. We build our ecosystem on real problems, and we are aimed to not produce just classical research outcome, academic outcome. No, we aim to produce innovation solution. We aim to produce solutions that can be implemented with short term to fix and help us to solve the problem.
Amazing. And they say Africa can feed not just itself, but also the entire world if it is utilized in a win-win context. And Africa is very rich in biodiversity and natural resources. Could CloudEARTHi's methods of sustainability analytics be applied to the African context, for example, to monitor the ecosystems or inform policy?
Of course, yes, absolutely. So, the solution that we are producing can be applied everywhere. African, of course, like, as a very rich ecosystem, it will be classical example to apply this solution. Even I think some of our solution could work in Africa better in Europe. Like, yes, definitely, our solution can be transferred to Africa. We can help African government to monitor biodiversity, monitor pollution, help them to move ahead from this pollution to be more sustainable, more greener. Africa receive a lot of sun, so actually we can go more towards this solar energy.
Amazing.
We can link the solar energy with big data. Actually, one of our colleagues in CloudEARTHi had a great idea of how we can use solar energy for producing data, and how we can save the energy in the data. So actually, we can do a lot in Africa. Yes, the solution is easy and absolutely can be transferred to Africa.
Someone spending almost every month in Africa, like myself, particularly in Nigeria, Morocco, and others, Libya, I think this will be amazing, showing and informing in the policy through this innovation you have generated over the years. And actually, it's not just innovation and information, but it's applied information. And what advice, Tamer, would you give to our African policymakers, governors, as well as educators who want to promote circular economy and green innovation in their regions?
Well, I think one of the major challenges in Africa is that our policymaker or government or this high official people, when they are looking at the problem from just very narrow point of view. I really encourage them, try to look at the problem as a multidisciplinary, cross-disciplinary problem. You can, for example, go for a Ministry of Environment, and they start to look only at the environment. Yeah, you will find the problem, but you will not find the solution. The solution when you link your data with the Ministry of Energy, with the higher education, bring higher education institute to look at your data in order to find solution for you. So I think sharing the data, sharing challenge across different disciplines in order to find solutions. This is one of the key points that politician and policymaker in Africa should do in order to find solution to this problem that we have.
Amazing. My final question is actually about wrapping up all your amazing work and taking your messages. What messages would you like to share with our African viewers about global collaboration and the shared path toward a sustainable, inclusive future, including our next CloudEARTHi conference in Istanbul in May 2026?
Well, actually, if you ask me for only one message, we are in one earth. We are living in the same continent. We need to help each other. Europe, actually, this is a message for Europe. Europe need to provide support to all the nations around us, including Africa. A message for Africa, you should be with us. You have the power, you have the resources, you have the people. The most important thing is the people. You have people, you have the great minds. So actually you can do great of work. You can really give a great example to not Africa, to all the world, that we African, we can do that.
I think this was an amazing global unity message.
Yes. And as you highlight now, our CloudEARTHi's conference will be in Istanbul. I am very looking toward to be in Istanbul next year in May 2026. And this is a good message for African colleagues. Like, come to our CloudEARTHi's conference, attend it, see the ecosystem, try to build a collaboration with European
Yes.
university. Start from this as a point for long-term collaboration.
Amazing.
And hopefully, my dream in 2-3 years to have our CloudEARTHi's conference somewhere in Africa.
This is amazing. I know this dream will happen and we'll be part of it, inshallah. With this message, I'm also inviting my African viewers as a CloudEARTHi Seed Plus advisor to join the 2026 conference in Istanbul. This will be an amazing one of a time opportunity, because you'll be able to submit also many scientific papers, present your research. If you are an investor, you'll be able to see many startups presenting there. If you are a government policymaker, you'll be able to apply practical knowledge immediately, apply the next day in your state, in your country. So we are inviting, together with Tamer Abu Alem and as Yavuz Selim Sulay through Afroturk TV, join the CloudEARTHi Initiative Conference 2026 in Istanbul. With this message, wishing you the best. I really congratulate all of you for being part of peace and prosperity. Take care and all the best. Bye.